All right, we are live, guys. Yo, 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 welcome back, everybody. Happy Micro Mondays, guys. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody had a great weekend. And boy, oh boy, guys, we're about to kick off the end of September with a banger. Everybody shout out what you guys are up to. Let me grab one thing while you guys say what's up. Appreciate everybody hopping on as always. We got a big show tonight with our good buddy to Akers Takeover. If you guys haven't followed Akers Engineering yet, please go over there, give him a follow, check his recent post, study it. I'll give you guys 10 minutes to go look at his last post, because you'll be needing to possibly answer something about that post in order to be eligible to possibly win and go home with the Akers UROCK chassis. So, alrighty guys, we're doing it. Welcome back, everybody. It's Micro Mondays with RC Steve 710. And I'm about to bring on Dirt McGirt and let me shout out to the homies that are on. Yo, what's up, Mark? Happy Micro Mondays.
What up, everybody?
Everybody in the house hopping on right away. So much appreciated, guys.
Jacob's here, too.
All right, I'm going to grab him right now. You guys have been waiting. If you guys have been trying to win something this month from Akers, we got one more chance for you guys.
What's up, guys? Happy Mondays, everybody.
Yo.
The homie Jacob. Ooh, God, that's awesome. That's so funny. We both picked the TF24 tonight.
Hey.
Like, it seems like a Toyota kind of day. Let's go Toyota.
I know, right? Toyota Mondays. Toyota Tuesdays in Guam.
My Toyotas are over here. They're hiding.
Yeah.
We'll show what I got to do. We got a lot of stuff, at least for me. This is the stress week, the power hour crunch time.
Oh, yeah.
We got Pro Line by the Fire coming up in about a week and a half now, or 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. Go to Akers Engineering Instagram, guys. Right here, Akers Engineering. Go check his post, follow him, check his recent post, study that, come back here and be ready to answer some questions. But yeah, guys, love the Toyotas. How was your guys' weekend?
Chill, man. Very chill. Work as usual, but here we are Mondays now. Been off for what, past 3 weeks? Yeah.
Dude, you're on a roll.
Yeah. Be better let me have those days off, man.
That's what's up. What about you, Mark?
Oh, too short. Exactly. Hi, RC. Exactly. Way too short.
As always.
Finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with this work project, though. It's been killing me. 8 weeks now of palm tree trimming in ridiculous weather.
Damn, that's been like whole summer, huh?
It's breaking me down to where, like, I just need the weekend to get my muscles and body back in functioning order.
Need a bubble bath.
No, man.
Yeah.
I think probably Wednesday we'll be done, but there's nothing crazy left anymore. So it's just the grind it out now.
Right on.
But, yeah, I just worked on Yasso's truck again. That's about it for this weekend. Thing's gonna be sick. That's all I gotta say. I'll show I'll show you guys at some point, but I can't show it live. Sorry.
Yasso gets
Hey,
first peek.
I mean, I've been showing Mikey, but
That's not
That's an
cheating. That's
exception,
not.
though.
That's an
all it's
exception.
doing is making him jealous of his Nissan.
Right on, man. Yeah, and starting to definitely feel like the fall season's coming around, especially over here in Cali. The nights
I
are getting
missed
a little
that
bit
shit.
fresher.
Oh, I won't lie. It's been nice in the morning, 70 degrees, but it's still 104 today.
Damn,
bro.
that's insane.
30 degrees swing in temp.
Damn, bro.
Ooh.
We haven't hit 100 over here in Vegas in like a couple weeks already. It's been
Oh,
so
I'm
nice.
so
It's
jealous,
been so
dude.
nice lately, dude. I'm so happy. My prayers go out to you, bud.
Right? I appreciate it.
Soon. Coming soon.
No, yeah. At this point, whatever.
It's gonna be beautiful, bro. I think the other night we had like 64 was like the low.
Oh, I would kill for that. To be
Yeah,
able
it
to wear
was
a hoodie. I haven't worn a hoodie in like a year.
pretty soon, my boy. Pretty soon. You guys are 4 hours away. I'm surprised you don't have the same weather as us.
No, man.
Oh,
Did you get any of that rain, bro?
No, actually, I didn't. Ever since you said it was coming up from Mexico, I was like, all right, we got
Bro, it
nothing.
was gnarly
just
here.
Clear skies for like the past few days, man. Nothing at all.
Dude,
Damn.
it was on Wednesday. It was crazy.
Man,
That's crazy.
I need some of that little soup weather, soup and stay in weather.
Hey,
I wish I would have.
that's why I've been cranking out those builds. I've been cranking out mad builds since it's good weather at nighttime. I can comfortably start wrenching again, especially,
In the
dude,
garage.
so nice right now with the breeze, everything.
Yes.
But
See, that's another thing I noticed during the day now. Before, the breeze used to be like blow dryer breeze over here, but now like the breeze is actual breeze, bro. Like it's starting to feel great, man. It's starting to feel like fall. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Sounds like everybody's got fall but me and fucking AZ Scalar and Mini Line.
all the
Bro,
AZ
All
boys.
the AZ fuckers.
it was a hot fucking summer, bro.
Bro, don't even remind me.
That was
All right, I'm done with weather talk. Moving on.
glad it flew by pretty quick, man. That was a fast one. Oof.
That's a did. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it was fast. Thank God.
Well, let's definitely hop into the good goods. You guys get any wrenching done or anything with the trucks this weekend?
I got a little bit with the FMS. I got the metal trans gears in, so I got to put those inside, and those things are really crisp, man. You know, trail quality, you know, as always, is clean as fuck. So can't really show that because it's already inside the truck, so whatever. But got this guy. I don't know if anybody saw, but we got this guy up and going now. This is that Injora carbon fiber chassis. Finally got it rolling.
Dope. I'm starting to see a lot more of those chassis builds coming out right now.
Yeah, these things are pretty nice, bro. It's pretty stable, man. It's a good one. So we'll see how the build
Somebody was
goes.
running it backwards, right? That you drove with?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they said around it backwards.
Dude, I don't know how he set it up, but it worked good. So I was pretty surprised.
That was the other bug, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
DKE Designs.
Yeah.
So I think Mark, he was a little busy this weekend. He didn't get much wrench time in, but don't worry, guys. He's up to some stuff as always. You just got to wait a little bit more. But
he's getting wrenched in between breaks.
Yep. And for me, dude, I didn't get much wrenching done, but I did actually get a lot of I guess it's called wrenching, a little bit wire management done on some of my rigs to get them dialed in. One of, nice clean wiring setup. I at least try to in these little small chassis. The trio portals, guys, they're pretty sick. If you guys have some or have some on the way, you'll definitely be happy. This whole build's pretty fun. Mark's not going to lie. You got me into the portal life.
Mark.
Is that? I didn't even realize I did that, but I guess so.
I think you did.
What's weird is like I feel like Mark was against it at first, and then all of a sudden it's Portal guy for life.
Oh, I don't know
Yeah.
about that. I mean, I have 110 portal, and that's like the cheater rig. You know what I mean? And then I
you
have
influence both of us, bro.
this is my only portal rig on that I have built. This is my original
I have those.
cheat code.
Remember those SCX 10.3 portals that I bought, bro? I never
Yeah.
used. They are just sitting in my parts bin, bro. And that was because you're
Oh,
like,
I
dude,
thought you
those
sold
axles
those.
are amazing. And I was
Okay,
like, you know what? I'll buy it.
we might have to work a trade on that. I still want to try those just because I've never tried them.
Yep, those are the ones, man.
Although I don't know if you can beat the F10s. Sorry to be talking about 110 shit, but man, those F10s are the shit.
Yeah, these almost look like F10s, and
Yeah,
then
that's what I was just gonna say. It was like perfect segue because those have mad clearance. So they look like they're wider than they really are because the clearance is insane.
yeah, if you guys can see that the C-hub design is actually almost similar to a standard trio portal. I mean, a straight axle housing. So it looks like they just adopted, or designed their own little portal boxes to work perfectly without the long hanging style C-hubs. But there are these options, and then also there's those AliExpress portals.
But
So,
are these Power Hobby? Or
yeah, now they're
I
Power
was going to
Hobby.
say, I'm like,
So I don't know.
hobby, huh?
I mean,
Yeah, Power
who
Hobby
was
now
first to the
has them.
game? Who was first to the game? Jacob
Yep.
was.
Yep. Shout out to
Power Hobby.
Jacob, the Ali King. That's what we call him.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
your new title, King of Ali.
King Ali.
I guess that makes you like Alibaba.
That's a good name, bro. King Ali. I dig it.
King Ali.
And then I've been working on these, trying this rig out with these new extreme
Yeah.
CVDs right here.
I think everybody's hyped on that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm actually almost out. I got maybe 1 or 2 more sets and left.
Huh?
They'll
Everybody's
be
gonna get them
back
before we
soon.
get them.
No, just only Killer. I gave him a little early
Bro,
access.
he was talking shit too.
Yeah, he was hyped. But if you guys want to take up your steering to the next level, dude, these are pretty smooth, guys. I'll have some more clips and message me if you guys are interested. But expect Mark and Jacob. They'll be having them soon too, as well as everybody who got them. Yeah.
Can compare them to these guys. That's what I need. A little comparison with the sleeve dudes.
Yeah.
Where do those
So
from,
far,
Jacob?
everything
What's that?
stayed intact.
You know, King Ali.
King Ali, all right.
You know it.
That's hilarious.
Well,
I
hey,
love
let's
it.
go do this real quick. Get this out the way since got
Yeah,
Steve
yeah.
and Mark wondering about these guys. So, got these glasses cases,
Yo.
basically.
Yo, man, is that going on your Subaru build or what?
Yeah, nah, bro. Hatchback
Got
Civic,
the Outback? The
baby.
Outback's
Civic,
already.
baby.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
All right.
2
Let's go get
kids
some
loaded
out of
up.
Check it out, bro. So, cool thing about these, ready?
You got Birkenstocks to go with that?
So, real cool thing about these. You can't tell already right there. But these guys come with freaking cross brace rails. You can add on to it. And it comes with freaking little mounting things for the whatever rig you put it on, which is fucking cool.
For the Yakima racks.
Yeah, that's definitely.
And it's just the case, guys. It's just the case. That's all it is. And it comes with those little accessories.
I know, but dude, it's too funny. You gotta admit it.
It's ridiculous. But here you go. Got some hexes there. Wait, let me see which ones these are first. Oh, yeah. These are the ones.
Oh, now I know what they are.
Oh,
You ordered both sets?
I ordered both, man. Guys.
Oh, yeah.
This video is not going to do it justice. You got to see them in person. I thought they were gray, but to my surprise, they're black, bro. So,
Damn.
man, hold on.
Damn, son. What do you have right there?
It probably costs more for the packaging.
Oh,
bro. These are brass. They're like a shiny gunmetal.
Oh, and they're vented on the ring too.
Yeah, it says
Or is
DJ.
Oh, okay. It looked like a vent hole. Damn.
These things
Jesus.
Wow, that's that link you sent us in the chat.
Yep. Dude, they look.
Oh,
so
man.
at first when I saw them on the page, I was like, they
And
look
they were how
okay.
much?
What's that?
How much were those?
Ah, man, I forget.
Dude, those look sexy.
Yeah,
Dude,
those are
they look nice. They're black.
Those are
And the cool
like
thing I like
perfect
about it
Yoda
is
rims.
these
Wow.
hardwares here. The hardware here is an M1, so it's actually like way more scale. Like,
Yeah, that
it
looks
just
nice.
looks the size,
Wow.
So we got those guys, and it comes in this freaking crazy little Civic hatchback storage case thing. This is fucking badass.
Subaru.
And
And not the
these
cool Subaru.
guys, this is the last one. Of course, I have to
Drag
get
wheel. Yeah, I can see that. Well, drag wheels. Yeah, the 5 stars, old school.
Mm-hmm.
these guys.
The V-box. Yeah,
One more, then we done with
these
this.
definitely look like welds now.
These ones are legit, bro. These ones I know are probably one of my favorites just because I like these kind of wheels. But
Yeah.
OG Stalkers,
Oh, yeah. I need that for my fucking Yoda.
Ooh.
these things are super clean, bro. They're so
Yeah.
nice too.
Okay.
And same thing too. Same like what's that called? That gunmetal brass ring, beadlock as well again, and it's clean OG Steelies, bro. They look super good. And they're pretty
FJ.
hefty, man. They feel really nice.
40 series all day.
That's the ones, man.
The Ollie King at it again.
Damn, he had us
Look at
fooled
that- look
though.
at
We
that
thought he was going to put that on top of his rig.
Look at that little presentation. That's
Always a pleasure browsing on there midnight after hours, huh?
bro.
That deep
So like
search.
3 a.m.
It's
bro.
like going in the dark web.
Oh,
That's
shit.
exactly what it is, man. Yeah, I got those little things coming, man. So builds are on the way. Definitely.
Damn, that's legit.
Well, that's
I'm
dope, man.
glad I saved those links that you sent.
I got them in my
So it's gotta
cart
go
when
back
I
through.
bought stuff. So if you lose them, I got you anyways.
Okay.
Yeah,
Take
if anybody wants to
take
hit
a
it up,
peek
bro.
at Jacob's story later.
Yeah, hit me up if you guys want some links, man. I got you.
Yeah, that's legit.
And then before we grab our guest on, for me, as I was saying earlier, it's that crunch time for the pro line. So what I'm trying to finish, guys, I'll give you my secret. Here's my build right here, guys. It's coming in hot.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, I
sir.
didn't even realize you haven't shown that off on here?
I've only shown it like on the after hours.
Oh, that's right.
So we got the Carruthers SR5 on a killer chassis Spectre XL. We got the inner fenders, the flubber wells put on from Flubber Stuffers, front and rear.
I need to do that.
We
for
have
mine.
my Trick RC light kit. Got a winch that I gotta put on, of course. NSDRC, all the goodies, the Endura shocks, the interior, the BAM motor, whole bunch of good stuff. Let me pop it open so you guys can see the mess that I have to deal with. But I finally got it all kind of laid out. Here we go.
I love that fucking bumper, bro.
Yeah,
Dude, thank you.
That came out nice.
So clean.
Worked hard on it.
Clean work.
Fully covered inner fenders. Thank you again, Chris. Everything's nice and tucked with the big old BAM motor. We got a Castle Sidewinder. Here's the MyTrick light. What's it called? The light controller.
Right.
So yeah, still got a whole long way to go to get this where I want it to look. But shout out to Jacob and Mark for pushing me, always trying to go crazy on every build. And this one is definitely not going to be a hardliner, guys. But
Trail,
for the
baby.
trails,
You might be
man,
surprised.
you might be surprised, right, with that forward weight motor and everything.
For sure. And
It
bro,
might not
Crazy,
be like
guys.
it might not do like your crazy bug lines or buggy lines, but man, I bet you that thing's gonna get after it. And you added a driver today. Where'd you get that?
Clearance, $5 at Target right now. The Jurassic Park guys.
oh yeah.
Had to chop him just a little bit, but he's ready for some trails.
That's the price you pay.
Yep. So
And bro, props to
I'm
you,
gonna do
Steve,
that
bro.
hairspray
That's
tech
it, Phil.
mark. I'm gonna do the hairspray tech.
Who's doing hairspray? What? On that?
Yeah.
He's gonna put some
Okay.
hairspray on it.
So I got to get this done by this weekend, so I can just work on my 110s for next week. 'Cause she
Yeah.
just never ends, man. You got so much cool stuff coming up at Proline. There's gonna be the NSDRC booth over there. I'll actually be over there, guys, at the NSDRC booth. So if you guys happen to come to Proline, make sure to stop by. You can come check out all the rigs that I have. Come chat with me. Say what's up. I'll have a few things available, like CVDs and links, hopefully. So give you guys some stickers. But yeah, this show is basically going to be an Akers takeover from here on out, guys.
Yeah.
Let me see. How are those trio portals? Dude, the trio portals are pretty smooth. I know that they're going to have those... Mark said they're 1-to-1 gears, so I know that they're going to probably make some overdrive gears because in the portal
trio, I don't
boxes,
know.
there's
I
lots
don't
of
have mine
room.
yet.
There's
didn't
lots
even
of room
realize-
in there.
Yeah, I didn't realize that's what you were talking about. I was thinking of the other ones. But
Oh,
yeah,
I see.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have mine yet, so
I'm sure
Can't
you'll be
answer
getting
that.
yours pretty soon, like this week, hopefully. We'll have to hit them up.
if you want to work on your 110 shit, you want to. I mean, mail for like 2 days between me and you. If you want to send that
Can
over,
you do the hairspray tech?
I mean,
Any tech, the Mark tech. Then
do you want? What do you want? Fucking, you want
just
full on patina?
a rowdy power wagon, bro. Just something to smash on, So, yeah, guys. Without further, I want that. Just trade me.
Proline one?
Yep.
I got. Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and bring on Akers
I'll send
Engineering
you that,
after
bro.
this.
You can take
Oh
that
man,
one. I'll get. You take that one.
I'll take
What
it,
you
bro.
want? If you want to cut the fenders, I'll send it to you. It's all you, buddy. Go show that off at Proline.
Hell yeah, that looks sick. Hope you guys visited Akers' profile, guys, because we're about to get into this probably a little later. But let's go ahead and bring on Akers right now.
We'll sit back
The
and
man
have me a cold
himself
beer.
The man,
sent
the
him
myth,
the
the
invite.
Ooh.
He's got a few things to show us, guys. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. And, dude, definitely stoked what you guys are about to see today. We're going to do this a whole month long, guys. We've been giving away the good goods from Akers. So just want to say thanks again to him. See, here he comes. So just
For
invite
real,
him.
like, crazy amount of stuff he's given us to give away.
And there's the man himself.
Hell yeah.
What's going on, brother?
What's
good,
going
man?
on, everyone? Long-time listener, first-time caller.
That's some funny shit right there.
Coming at you
Right.
live from Nashville, Tennessee. I hear a lot of bros being thrown around, which is great because I'm from Truckee, California myself, up there in
Oh,
NorCal.
Truckee,
So
right on.
good to hear that again.
Yeah, one of my good buddies is from there, dude.
It's a pretty sweet area. I'd have to sell a lot more RC parts to be able to afford to move back there, but it's fun to visit every now and then. That's for sure. But I'll let the fires die down a little bit. Hopefully you guys aren't getting too suffocated over there right now. I know it's getting gnarly and gnarlier every year. But yeah, so thanks for having me on, Steve. Really appreciate it. You guys got an awesome thing going here. Glad to be a part of it. And just happy to showcase a few of my products that I got going on, answer some questions along the way, and maybe introduce you guys to a few new products that haven't been officially released yet.
Damn.
So, yeah, I guess we'll get kind of right into it with this guy, which has been the most popular vehicle I've ever made. That's for sure.
And
right
your
now,
first for the SCX 24s.
what's that?
And your first design too for the SCX 24.
Yeah, definitely. So, sticking with the tried and true chassis,
been in very close communication with Jesse Haynes himself, wanted to make sure he supported the project and included him along the way for any involvement that he wanted to have. So super awesome guy. He's a genius in the one-to-one off-road industry. It's probably one of the most winningest chassis ever designed, and just a great platform that I thought was lacking in the 24 scale world. A lot of people are getting creative with the LCG chassis and offering a lot of interesting options. I just wanted to do one that I thought looked a little better and kind of catered to some custom panels and some ways to make it your own. So right now it's dressed in the white replica JHF livery, which unfortunately he doesn't want me mass producing at this time. However, there are a lot of other competitors that use his chassis who are very supportive of me replicating their livery. So I hope to be able to design some more of those and make those available on the website, so that when we start having some little UROCK competitions, everyone can kind of rep the livery that they want best. And if you don't know, I have a documents section on the website. It's right there at the top. That's where I'm including a lot of links to kind of help builders. So, you know, I'm definitely a builder before I'm a salesman first or anything. And I do want to help people make their own stuff. So you can get the templates that you need to design your own livery. So if you're handy in Photoshop or I prefer Adobe Illustrator for vector-based graphics, you can go on there and grab the files you would need for the roof panel, the hood, and the sides to be able to make your own livery. Of course, then you need to print them or have somebody make your own stickers. But yeah, if you can solve that, you can make it your own. So this chassis reps the micro Komodo motor, and so open that hood there. So inside we got the micro Komodo and my new mounting bracket. So people have been wanting the micro Komodo motor mount for a long time because the stock one kind of has it off-centered, and then you run into issues with the front upper link there contacting the motor. So all of my motor plates, for the most part, try and center the motor, which gives you the most up travel, so you can kind of run it at full bump and stay clear of those links. Obviously, we all like forward motor mount when possible, depending on your application for that weight bias. And so what this one does is it spaces it off with those brass standoffs, 7 millimeters, which is just enough to clear the pinion and the nut down there. So unlike the Komodo, the full-size Komodo brackets and the spacers that I've always included are designed for you to trim off the remaining threads on that spur gear and get the Komodo as close as possible. It's basically ends up a millimeter or a half a millimeter away from the spur gear to keep that huge motor as close as possible to the transmission, which again allows for more drive shaft clearance and more link clearance as well, and more electronics mounting space, whether you're not using the C10 links like this or the UROCK links, which push the front axle forward another 6.5 millimeters. So yeah, so it's kind of a funny story. I mean, you guys have been asking for the micro Komodo mounts for a long time, and I wish I could have delivered them sooner. The only place I could find the custom 2 millimeter ID by 4 millimeter OD by 7 millimeter long spacers I needed was on eBay. And by the time the shipping showed up several weeks later, I had 10 out of the 100 I needed. But everything worked out. Things tend to kind of work out for a reason. And in that time, I was able to rethink my process. And instead of using one long, I think it was a 10 millimeter M2 screw that went all the way from the back of the motor plate through the spacers into the motor, I was able to use just these little, I think they're 3 millimeter long M2 screws on the back of the motor plate, and they go into some 7 millimeter long spacers here. So
all this is available now, or is it upcoming?
Yeah, so this is the micro Komodo spacers are already available. I haven't made an official post, but everyone found out soon enough.
Fair enough.
Fortunately, I have everything in stock now that I would need to replenish it if I do sell out anytime soon. But yes, everyone I think got a notification saying Akers added this to the store, and everyone rushed over and started scooping them up. So I do still have, I think I got 12 left in stock, but I'll be getting more on the way, and hopefully won't run out before you guys get them. But if you do, it would just take a couple days to get some more titanium cut. So it is, I use all grade 5 titanium for my motor plates, just super strong, super thin, a little bit of adjustability there. Always a good thing, and you can see how that standoff would work. So what's also good about this is I do believe the Furatech Micro Komodo and the Nano Beast use the same, I believe it's a 9mm width mounting pattern. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm excited to see if somebody can test that out for me. I unfortunately don't have a Nano Beast to try that with, but that would be sweet if it works for both. So yeah, there's the Micro Komodo mount, pretty easy. And what that allowed me to do is then also stop using the spacers on my Komodo mounts, and instead just using the same standoff kind of method, which I think provides a more rigid connection. It's also easier to assemble. I found it kind of hard to hold the spacer in place while you're feeding a nut through or a screw through and lining it up. So this way you can kind of assemble everything much easier and get your motor in. So that's the new technology going forward. And then for you guys who do have them, who are tuned in right now and listening, that's what that little flat M2 nut was for, is to replace the Nylock M2 nut that goes on that spur gear on the front of the transmission. If you don't want to cut that shaft down, you know, maybe it's a really nice like one-piece gear or something, you can add a few of your own M3 spacers, and instead of these 4mm screws, you know, just get some 6mm or something, and space that Micro Komodo forward a little bit if you want to. But in the name of performance, I like being able to just cut down that and keep the Komodo as close as possible to the transmission. If you're not aware, I do also offer a titanium low profile 030 050 motor plate. So the only improvement this one really offers over the stock option is I think we all probably start out drilling out the stock aluminum one, and that works just fine. And then you can trim it down as you need to. This is just kind of to make it turn.
Raise your hand if you haven't done that.
Yeah, exactly. Turnkey, and gives you both options right out the back. I prefer not to run any of the spur gear covers because it's an extra gram. It's another part, and it can kind of stick up there. And so especially if you're using an 030 or an 050 in the UROCK, it'll help keep it invisible, excuse the wires. But with that door, you know, it'll keep your motor down below it.
I like that 030 or that 050 mount, because I can slightly raise my motor a little bit higher to get that full compression for my links and stuff.
There you go. That's a good point. Yeah, and that is actually why
you're rocking that, Steve.
That's why I have my links designed the way I do, is to account for those larger 050 motors. So
that's sick.
That's why it extends as far back as it does, to try and clear that while it's kind of riding at full bump. I'm thinking though, in the future, I may ditch this lower part, and I may do a whole kind of zigzag up and over just to give that lower link a little bit more clearance flexing. I had to kind of redo a batch of some rear C10 links that were prematurely binding. So if you did get a pair of C10 links, I think I've resolved that with everyone who ordered them. But if you have C10 rears and they seem to prematurely bind, let me know, and I'll get you on the list for the new set of links there. But otherwise, the UROCK and the deadbolt shouldn't have been affected. So yep, we do have, while I'm on it real quick, do have links here with me. They arrive just plainly laser cuts, and then I add a little chamfer to each eye, so as it swivels through the suspension cycle, a little less binding, and then I have to kind of chase each hole with a 3.5 millimeter drill bit. So it's just nice and buttery when that rod end goes through. So that's the manual labor that each set of links takes. And then depending on any burrs or anything, I try and hit them on the sander real quick, so you guys get a nice shiny product at the end. But I will have some titanium links coming as well, because right now I think I only have the 4130 chromoly material available. So I'll be adding some titanium to that for those who want.
Dope.
It'll be lighter than the chromoly, but technically stronger and less prone to any sort of corrosion. The 4130 should be really good, but for you guys out in Hawaii, I wouldn't trust anything not to rust out there.
Yeah. Hey, just to
we'll
clarify
ask,
for some people who don't know all the terminology, you're saying full bump to what most people believe is full droop is what
Yes,
they'll call it.
I think God, it's such a hotly debated topic on the forums and the groups, I think. But yeah, in the 1-to-1 world, and what I'm familiar with is right now you could say my UROCK buggy is sitting at full bump, even though there's a little bit of exposed shock down there. Full bump means your shocks are fully compressed. The rig is riding as low as possible. Basically, it doesn't have any additional ride height from the springs or anything. Droop means basically that you're running in full bump. You like driving around with the vehicle as low as possible, and when you get high centered or flex or something, your suspension is going to droop out. So this UROCK buggy is running a droop setup where it sits pretty much fully compressed, and it droops out as the suspension cycles. So would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Totally. I just wanted people to understand what you were saying.
Yeah, no, thank you for clarifying that. I think all 42 of us are smarter and on the same page for that. So I hope, it's a good point, and all that stuff should be clarified. I think it's unfortunate. There is a lot of misinformation that gets easily spread out there by just a few people kind of jumping on the wrong bandwagon. So yeah, we should try and correct that politely whenever we have the opportunity to.
Or don't even fuck with it.
Yeah, or just
you know what I mean?
nope, right out of there and not jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
All right, so throw something else in the background.
I choose to disengage.
For a minute.
I just figured our viewers seem to be here for the knowledge more than anything.
I would hope so.
Cool
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Well, I think you guys all build and showcase a lot of super high quality rigs. I think a lot of your followers try and replicate that, and I think there's just a really good community that you've started here, and kind of glad to be a part of it, really.
Totally. And
it doesn't even make sense where we're at
some
almost
shiny
a year
things
later.
you're opening.
Yo, what's this, man? That looks
brass. All right, so this is pretty simple, but just a fun little solution I came up with this time out on the rig. I think we're all pretty familiar. This is probably all one of our first upgrades that we have ever do. This is a hot racing brand knuckle, but just a brass knuckle. And unlike the stock ones, they have this kind of machined outer lip there. So this hot racing brand, at least, is about 11 millimeters, 10.9 millimeters. You can check yours that you have at home and see if this product will work with it. So unfortunately for now, all I can say is that it'll work on hot racing knuckles. But this is meant to basically be a pseudo press fit onto the knuckle, and it allows you to kind of angle it. So whatever your custom caster limit may be, however you like it, you definitely want most of your weight closest to like the bottom, in line with gravity. So if you got a little bit of caster, then you can rotate it there. I would put I designed this with the idea that you'd put a dab of CA or a dab of shoe glue behind it.
Totally.
I don't fully trust that press fit. I mean, it is a very good fit. But yeah, just a dab of adhesive on the back, E6000, whatever your go-to is. And then
how many grams does that add?
Yeah, so it adds...
Oh, my bad.
Oh, nope, you good.
You were about to say it.
I think it's 11... Let me see. I think it's 11 grams, but I knew that would come up. So here we go. Boom.
All right.
I guess we should probably do like a guess that weight or something as a giveaway, you know. Like
Right.
will it float, or how much is it? So
She's a witch.
11 grand,
On the
about
money.
five and a half per. So yeah. The next one though, while we're on the subject of knuckles, that's so yeah, that's kind of your easy go-to for those who haven't upgraded to the probably one of the best knuckles that is available for the SCX 24, made by Samix. Big fan of them. They come in a couple different options. You can get them with or without scale rotors and calipers, or just plain. I think even just plain, they're like $25, somewhere around there. So it's a pretty expensive part, and they can get up, or maybe even 35, and then they're about 40 something if you get them with the scale hardware. So what I saw right around the same time that Hard Park released his, I saw an opportunity to run some brass knuckle weights. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time. Big fan of Deluxe Fab in the 10th scale world. Been running his knuckles ever since I knew about them, and have loved them. And so as soon as I saw that there was a flat mounting surface and some screw holes available there, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be too easy. So what I opted to do, you will notice these are on also some Samix wheels. I do love them. They are very pricey. I don't know if I'd buy them again, but I'm very glad I have a set. They're super heavy. I went together perfectly, and it's really nice finish with a nice scale hub. But they are a little bit smaller. They're probably similar to what the Enjoras are. I think Trial has the biggest inner wheel area that I've seen. There's probably some custom wheels out there that are the same or larger, but you probably can't even see it on the camera. They don't touch right now. It's super smooth, but there's not even enough room to pass like 2 hairs through there. But on the Trial wheels, let's see. Yeah, so these are Trial wheels with my bead locks, and there is kind of a much more normal amount of space. So I was kind of designing these knuckle weights around a Trial wheel. If you want to use a smaller
Good
wheel,
to know.
yeah, and you pretty much do have to use the +4 millimeter wheel spacer, or you have a very high offset wheel. It's something you got to kind of be cognizant about and know ahead of time which wheel you want to set them up on. Obviously, they got to fit inside of that wheel. The next batch I do, I'll probably make them a 0.5 millimeter smaller or 1 millimeter smaller, whatever I need to do to get these knuckle weights to be compatible with both Injora and Trial wheels and Samix wheels. If I got to take off too much brass, then I'll just say they're for Trial wheels only, because the bigger
Are those Boom racing tires on there?
What's that?
Are those the Boom tires?
Yeah, so these are the new Boom TPDs.
Okay.
All right, so that's my next
There you go,
question.
Jacob.
What do you
there
think
you
on
go.
those, man? What do you think on those? That's my
There
question.
you go,
Yeah,
Jacob.
so all right, so the Boom.
And what compound?
Yeah, so this is the Red Gecko, and it's the taller tire. I think they offer it in 2 sizes. This is the 59 millimeter height. So there's kind of a stock tire. Let's see if this, and here is here's a scrambler next to it.
Good comparison.
There you go.
The scrambler is definitely a little taller. Let's see, the bottoms are lined up, so just a tad taller on the scrambler.
A couple millimeters looks like.
Yeah, and it is. I think the scrambler is what, 62, 61 millimeters.
Yeah,
and they advertise this as 59. I also, it's probably not doing it any height favors, because I do have the Boom racing wheel or tire stretched on over a Trial wheel, which it isn't really designed for. Here's another Boom wheel. It's their Aggressor. And it has as you might be able to tell by the aspect ratio, it has a much smaller like wheel than the normal kind of RC four-wheel drive ones, which I think is probably a more scale size if that's what you're going for. Of course, I wish they would have stuck with the larger size. It wasn't too difficult. It wasn't impossible to mount to the Trial
What are they,
wheel.
0.9? or smaller than that?
Yeah, I think it's like
0.7?
so on their site it shows that they fit their wheels. It fits like stock axial wheels, so it's kind of like those tires with like the slightly smaller inner diameter where you could like run a beadless or what's it called, not a non-beadlock wheel, and you could run
Oh,
it on the tire without
so like a
pulling
point
it or
0.9 or
anything.
something. So like a
Yeah,
19.
Or
Yeah.
I'd
their
be
own
okay with
wheels.
those. Like even if you don't use any beadlocks on those, like it'll hold the non-beadlocks pretty firmly. So that's
Those
pretty
are
cool actually. And what it
stretchy.
I
Dang.
mean, yeah.
is that
But
one
yeah,
the
I
black
just
compound that you're holding
He
the
said red.
adjuster?
so yeah, it's their red gecko
Red.
compound.
Okay.
The detail on these boom tires is absolutely incredible, especially the Trapidor, the TPD. You got the
Yeah.
little
I think it's beautiful.
fingerprints on the side of the tread, like an actual Trapidor. Everything down to the size of the tire is written on there super cleanly. You could not ask for more detail on a tire, and the tread's been great. It's fun to listen to on the rocks. Hooks up great. I did. It's kind of a weird combination. When I got these tires from Boom, they shipped them straight to China from me. FedExed them 2 days right before I got out on the rig on the water because I knew I was going to want them. And so they didn't even have foams available for them yet. So I said, I don't care, just get them in the mail. So these are some Crawler Innovation soft front and rear, which were a bit too small. And so what I did on the side is I put in a set of I think it was the medium, the foam
The
tuning
tuning
discs.
disc.
Yeah, and that kind of filled it out nicely. And it was basically too soft without them.
Which
So
one's softer, red or black compound?
I believe they're red. The red gecko they call it is their softest. That's what I opted for on both of
Okay.
these. And I don't know, the closest comparison I could almost tell you is like it feels like a friggin' condom. I don't know. It is like the
Yeah, I don't know.
thinnest.
That looks too
It is
soft
like
to
the
me.
thinnest rubber.
Jesus.
That's what I'm wondering because it shows the red compound is their soft and the black is their super soft. So
Oh,
if that's
black's
the
even
red,
softer than that?
that's the
Now,
red. I can
if
imagine what the black's gonna be like, man.
and unless they call the black the red gecko, but when I was choosing these, they offered like, do you want the normal or the red gecko is what they call it. So I haven't revisited that. I'll have to check that out. Maybe they changed how they're labeling it. These ones, both of these have little geckos on them, which I love, of course. That works out nicely. But yeah, anyways, very, very good compound. I'm sure no matter what you get, the quality of the tire is great. It's just if you might need some boom wheels or a little bit of stretching. But yeah, still love the scramblers too.
That's
No,
badass.
I thought they were
Yes.
advertising those as 1.0 now.
I feel like somebody mentioned that to me.
They're definitely still the boom racing size wheels. So you guys got some boom wheels, guys. They'll fit on like a glove. But
Yeah,
I
but
think with
I thought
that
we saw
soft
some
compound
like
that they have, they'll
2.0.
fit on easily.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and
It was more of a curiosity than anything. I mean,
yeah,
that
they're
won't
soft.
deter me from
I just
seeing
worked
how
it
stretchy
around.
they are.
What's that?
Not even worried. Seeing how stretchy those things are, I'm not even worried about putting that on a 1.0 rim.
Oh,
Yeah, no, you could do it.
You know what I
It was
mean?
the
the best
first
comparison
time in a
ever.
while. I mean, when I assemble these scramblers on the Trio wheels, I just go straight on with the scale hardware. Like they fit that well. With these guys, I stepped it down. I think I used an 8 mil, a 5 mil, and then the scale hardware. And kind of just a 5-star pattern. That was all it took though to make them made up nicely.
Sweet.
But yeah, just to revisit this guy real quick, the knuckle weights, the kind of the souped up version for the Samix knuckles, at about 27 grams in total up front at your
Wow.
lowest, widest non-rotating spot. So doesn't get much better than that. Since the prototype added a little bling on the outside, kind of a scale rotor look on the upper portion I could. And I rotated, these are 5 4-millimeter tungsten balls, rotated them back 10 degrees to kind of better offset the caster that my links, and probably most of you run. Steve, do you build in some extra caster on your links normally?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I noticed I didn't need to have the ball bearings directly opposite of the mounting screw, I needed to try and have them facing straight down. So just rotated
Genius.
them 10 degrees. And if you were to get them, they come in a bag like this. It's enough for just one axle. And you basically have 6 different parts. 2 of them are going to look very similar. Your outer ones have the kind of the scale rotor, drilled rotor built into it. You got your M1.6 hardware. So it looks close to the other ones, but it's 1.6 and the knuckles there. 10 tungsten ball bearings, and then
It's
your
all
back
sandwiched
plate.
together.
Yeah, so you can see your back plate. The ball bearings just sit kind of right in there.
Man, these are game changers for sure.
Let's see.
I know everybody needs that, especially a lot of people are doing the 4-wheel steer builds on the UROCKs. This is going to add that perfect extra little weight.
I think so. I think so. Your middle one slides right over the balls, and then the outer ones just kind of sandwich it all together. And so everything's cut really perfectly. Shout out to Send Cut Send. Ever since Harley's C2 videos, when I found out about them, been using them for prototyping my 110 stuff, 1-to-1 stuff, and the 24 scale stuff. Oh, sorry, it's all blurry for you guys. And they do their customer service, and their cutting ability is absolutely insane. And so everything's super precise. Some of this, the links and these the inner 4 mil parts, I do finish with a drill bit myself. There's little microscopic burrs that can be left by the lasers, but other than that, couldn't ask for more. So yeah, you get that, and then it would just sandwich on there and be held in place with just the one M.6 screw there. So those are coming soon. I don't have too many of those, so these will go quick. As with anything, I'm kind of prototyping and releasing in small batches till I'm confident it's perfect, no more changes, and then we can start to really roll with some stuff. So just work with me on these small batches.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
And you have something for the rear axle too, right?
Yeah, good point. I saw you kind of showing it off there. So I thought it was honestly too much weight to do to all 4 corners. So instead, I just wanted to add a little bit more than the aluminum rotors and disc that it comes with. So we cut these. These are going to be thicker, I think thicker than the ones you even have, Steve.
Oh, nice. I like that.
So let's see what these guys add. 2 of them. So yeah, 7 grams in total for 2 more of these, and they would just bolt up to the rear, add a little something, but not too much to keep that forward weight bias right where you want it.
Grab those Samex knuckles, guys.
Yeah, I definitely get those while you can. I mean, they're a great knuckle anyways. You really can't go wrong whether or not you end up adding my parts or not. You won't be disappointed. I think I got mine from A-Main.
Gotta love A-Main.
Another thing that if you don't know I offer now is kind of my custom body mounts. So these are cut from a 304 stainless steel, I think 1 millimeter thick or 0.8. And they are kind of meant to give you as much flexibility as possible when mounting things. I think I'm going to continue to ship them flat like this and have the end user bend them, because some people want to bend them to go on the inside of their frame rails. Some people want to bend them to go on the outside, and that way it gives you that
even angled and stuff like that.
Yeah, or whatever you want to do. And just the whole idea is with all my products, especially in the 24 scale line, I try and keep them as minimalistic as possible. I think, unfortunately, these first round of magnets were a little too minimalistic. These are 2 millimeter thin. I've since switched up to using 3 millimeter and 2 millimeter. And depending on how these kind of work, I don't know, maybe I'll step up to 3 millimeter all around thickness-wise.
I got to tell you something right now. You sold so much product right now. Everybody's like, oh, I'm buying that. I'm going now. I'm building a cart. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but
I was holding out. Now I'm going to get it.
It's
going off, dude. It's going off.
Breaking wallet for sure, bro.
Yeah,
good
awesome.
deal.
It's
and
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't take it with you guys. You know what I mean? Have fun with it.
Heck yeah. And yeah, and if parts are out of stock or something, if you want it, you just shoot me a message, and I'll make sure to get some more stuff coming as soon as possible.
Yeah, the real point is like what you're doing is amazing, man. Like people are really seeing it. You know,
well,
Even
thank you.
something as simple as
appreciate
those
you coming
mounts.
on here and showing it off.
Those
I'm
mounts
just
are
having
so
a
simple, but so innovative. I fucking love it. I actually need some of those for mounting stuff. That's gonna help a lot,
Yeah,
especially with
that's
just like a
I do
cab
too.
only trucks. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm having a ton of fun
Ooh.
with it myself.
Amazingly, bro.
I basically just want to build cool stuff for me, and then you guys
What
get
do,
to use what I use.
what do I know that body from?
What
Low
is
C?
it? Who knows?
I can't. It's so
It
I
is.
can't read it. It's too small.
It's a
Oh, the
team
SC
associated.
SC28s.
Oh
It's
yeah.
yeah, the
Okay.
MT28. So kind
That's
of when I got the FCX24 axles to try out, love them by the way, was definitely thinking of kind of like a shafty style rig,
yeah.
just something ridiculously minimalistic. These axles are ridiculous in their own right. These tires are ridiculous. Everything is
Right.
just built for clearance and ridiculousness. And this thing is a ton of fun. So this utilizes the Gecko 24 Comp King chassis variation, which I can show you real quick right here.
Yeah, we were
The
King showed that off a couple weeks ago, and it was
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
yeah. So that was this shout
What was
out to
that
We Were
last week? I
Kings.
can't even keep track anymore.
I
No,
think
2
it
weeks
was
ago.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Or yeah,
So
right after Labor Day.
he was the one who pushed me to make this, which is what's so cool. You know, if you guys need custom products, obviously I can't do it for everyone, but I would try, and I like to support people who are coming up with good ideas on their own, especially in the 10th scale. Some of my products come from just recommendations like that. So the stock or the Gecko 24, the regular chassis, the Comp King just builds on that by further reducing the upfront area, so any large servos won't hit. Cause you're not running a front bumper if you're using this chassis probably, or you got it mounted elsewhere. Same with the rear end. So we just stretched the rear shock hoop back 10 millimeters to help those guys who want to run deadbolt links in the rear, or maybe some gladiator links or just longer links in general.
It's the longer wheelbase, right?
Yeah, and just kind of minimize how small can you get the chassis.
I
This
need one
whole
of those.
rise, the way it looks, the way it does, this rise right here at the top kind of keeps everything just above the drive shaft. I know you can't see it there, but I wanted to be able
So
to
clean.
lay down batteries, electronics, whatever you want with my little brackets. And not have to worry too much about the drive shaft coming up and running into it. So that's pretty much why it looks the way it does.
I like how there's a lot of like choose your own adventure involved. Like it's a lot of builder influence. It's not just slap a cliffhanger body on it and let's go.
Yeah, exactly.